Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 3rd of January 2018, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's morning session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few charts. And today I'm going to focus on this session. I'm going to focus mainly on a few currencies. As you're probably aware, we had a bit of a flash crash during the Asian session, so yep, we'll have a look at that. So before we start looking at the charts, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay guys, so now then let's quickly jump into the charts. Now as you are probably aware, we had a huge sell-off in a few, especially yen pairs, and basically, in other words, a lot of yen buying overnight. Certainly that was in a way, some speculation is that it was triggered by the Apple's earnings warnings on their earnings, and certainly, of course, the slowing growth and together with China's slowing growth. So all this added up, and you can see that, for example, looking at this Aussie yen pair, we had a sharp sell-off here, sharp spike lower, where the pair managed to find support near the 70.66 level. Now, certainly, as I've noticed that on different platforms, different providers have a slightly different low here, but I'm looking at this here, and I'm looking at TradingView, and what we're seeing here is the low was near the 70.66. Now, that was quite a significant drop here from the area where it was trading before. It was trading around the 76 level yesterday, so you can see this nice good sharp drop here to the downside, where it managed to reach the 70.66. now, going back way back into history, now this area here last time got tested only in 2009, so very important level here, very interesting one. Certainly managed to break a few key support areas here. As you can see, the lows of 2010, 2011, certainly quickly got back, of course, don't get me wrong, but it quickly got back above it, but now it's currently trading near the 74.50 level, and the 74.50 was also seen as a very good area of support back in July 2016. Certainly you can see that we do have another potential area here of support near the lows of June 2016. So in a way, if this fails to drive back up here, drive back above the 74.50 level, well, I mean, brace yourselves. We could see maybe another leg of selling here, where we could maybe test this 72.55 level again, which I was talking about right now. That was the lowest point of June 2016. So in a way, this still is looking quite bearish, given the whole negativity in the equity markets especially, and so that's why we could see maybe, like I said, another leg of selling. If not today, maybe something for tomorrow. But keep your eyes on this 72.55 zone. This could be our next potential target here again. And if that doesn't hold, well, I mean, further declines towards these recent lows could be possible as well. But for now, let's go step by step. And it would be already quite a significant drop if this would get reached at 72.55. So keep your eyes on this one. On the upside here, well, because given the situation, the current situation, we're going to be more on the cautious side. So in a way, what we're going to be keeping an eye on is this little, of course, tentative downside resistance line taken from the highs of the 3rd of December. But for us, let's say, to get more comfortable with seeing higher levels, we would need to see this pair traveling back above the 76 level, and only then we could aim for slightly higher levels, back to the levels that we saw here in the end of December. But certainly the upside still could be limited due to this little short-term, in a way, tentative downside resistance line. So keep your eyes on this one. So long story short, guys, for now, keep an eye on the 74.55. If it continues to hold, we could see another move lower here, and this is where we will aim for the 72.55. And on the upside, we need to see the pair traveling back above the 76 level in order to kind of aim for higher levels. USDCHF. Now this one, I've talked about this one yesterday in my traders tea time, and basically I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but this is what I was talking about. Yesterday we were having a nice push higher, but of course this got sold off here, as investors are also seeing CHF as another kind of potential safe haven currency here. So you can see that the USDCHF is kind of declining now, even didn't manage to reach this little tentative downside resistance line taken from the 13th of November, the high of the 13th of November. So what we're going to keep an eye on right now is, of course, we're going to keep an eye on these little lows here near the 0.98 level. So keep your eyes on that. A nice good drop below this could open the path towards slightly lower levels, but again, the downside could be limited for a little bit, because we do have this kind of medium-term upside support line, or should I say long-term actually already, because it's running from the lows of February last year. And we could see maybe a bit of a hold up here near that line, and of course if the rate struggles to drop lower, then we could see maybe a rebound back to the upside. So but for now we're going to play it short and simple. Basically we're going to keep an eye on the 0.98 level here around this area. A nice good drop below this could open the path towards these lower levels, where we could then aim for the 0.9735 or this upside support line. On the upside, well, here we're going to probably take a more cautious approach, and basically we'll only start looking at areas if we get a nice pop here above this downside resistance line, and also a nice good move above yesterday's highs, which were near the 0.9920 level. So then you could aim for these higher levels that we saw back here in December, in the end of December, and mid-December. So but for now it's better to play the safe game here and keep an eye on these breaking points. On the upside, the 0.9920, and on the downside, the 0.98 level. Jumping into USDJPY, so certainly is another yen pair here. So you can see that it sold off sharply, managed to reach the area near the 104.78 zone. That was just slightly above the another good potential area of support at 104.55, which was near the lows of March 2018. So basically for now, of course, you can see that the pair managed to get back above the 106.60 level, marked by the lows of April, or should I say more the 9th of April 2018. Of course, we're having a bit of a correction here to the upside, and actually let me just jump into a 4-hour chart. It will be we'll have better visibility. So in a way we could see maybe a push back up here, maybe some more correction to the upside, but if it fails, for example, to get back above the 108 level, 108.10 approximately there, then we could see maybe the bulls kind of jumping in here and driving this back down. This is where we will aim for the 106.60 again, and if that gets broken, certainly we could target the recent lows, but that would be a bit of a drastic move, let's say, for today. But nevertheless, anything is possible here in this market and these market conditions as well. So for now, guys, probably let me just jump back into the daily here, as the move is much better, has better visibility on the daily chart here. So in a way, what we're going to keep an eye on here is, of course, we're going to keep an eye on the 108.10. If of course this pair wants to reverse and correct a little bit more to the upside, if it struggles to overcome the 108.10, then yep, we could see another leg of selling, and we'll aim for the 106.60. If this suddenly, let's say, decides to travel straight away down here right now, then yep, keep an eye on the 106.60. A break below that could then potentially lead towards these recent lows. On the upside, well, I mean, for us to be more on the cautious side, we'll probably wait until this gets back above the 108.73, and then we will aim for slightly higher levels. But for now, we're going to just be very careful because this is looking more bearish than bullish. Aussie dollar also got sold off, but you can see that it has a slightly better recovery here. So managed to reach the area around the 0.6743 approximately there, and certainly going back into history here, this level, last time this level was tested was also in 2008 and 9, and let me just quickly drag this back. So this is what I'm talking about. So basically it was around around March time, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that was around March time 2009. So quite an interesting developments are happening here. So in a way, of course, it broke the key important area of support here, which was the lowest point of 2016, from which you can see that the pair kind of continued traveling higher. It broke it, of course, but quickly managed to get back above it, and that area is around the 0.6830 level. So of course, you can see that we managed to retrace back up, and now we're not far from the 0.6970 level, and that area was also a very nice area of support way back here in February 2016. So we're not far from that, and in a way, if this reverses back up here and gets back above the 0.6970 level, certainly then we will potentially target the area of support here near the 0.7023 area, approximately there. And if it wants to continue traveling further up, we'll of course aim for higher levels, but let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. So for now, from the short-term perspective, let me just quickly jump into a 4-hour chart in this one. So you can see that it's currently sitting slightly above the S2. So in a way, if this is going to travel a little bit higher, test the S1 or even the 0.6970, but fails to kind of drive above it, then we could see another leg of selling. And for better confirmation, for like a better trade here, you could in a way wait for a break here below the 0.6935 area, approximately there where the S2 is. And then you could aim for the S3 or even actually the 0.6830 level again. So the S3 was around the 0.6865. So keep your eyes on that one. Jumping into GBPUSD, certainly also got hit yesterday. Oh, sorry, this morning. I do apologize. Managed to break this key important area of support, this lowest point of December, which was near the 124.75 zone, but quickly managed to retrace back up. So of course, we're currently sitting above these two key support areas. The closer one, which is the 125.30, and the 124.75, slightly lower, which is the lowest point of December. Of course, if this decides to travel a little bit back down here again, certainly we're going to keep a close eye on the 125.30. If it fails to overcome this barrier here, we could see maybe a reversal back to the upside, but for now we're going to be very cautious with this. In order to kind of aim for higher levels again, we would probably need to see a nice good move above this little area here around the 126.20 area, something like that. So a nice good break above this could open the path towards back up here towards higher levels. Certainly we will aim for the 126.60, which was in a way kind of a psychological level in the past, but of course this could be just a little pit stop here for the pair, and then we could aim for much higher levels. But for now, guys, of course, judging from the picture that we're seeing, of course the momentum is more to the downside rather than the upside, so that's why I keep an eye on the 125.30 today. Let's see how that plays out. If this gets broken, then we will definitely aim for the lowest point of December around the 124.75. And the last pair I wanted to quickly touch on, and that's euro dollar. Now the euro dollar is, of course, looking at this daily chart, also had a sell-off, but actually is performing slightly better here. It's trying to push back up here, but it's currently getting held here by this this upside support line that, in a way, of course, let me just jump into 4-hour chart on this one, guys. So you can see that actually, let me just adjust a few things. It's too bit squeezed. The chart is a bit too squeezed. So this is what I'm talking about basically. So it's traveling higher. It's getting held here right now by this upside support line from underneath. The very interesting bit here is going to be if this manages to get back above this upside support line, but also like if it manages to get back above the pivot, which is around the 113 and 88, 90 level, something like that, approximately there. So keep your eyes on this one, because if it gets back above this level, then certainly we will get a confirmation that it's not willing to kind of move lower yet. So we could see maybe another push higher here. So you can see we could get something similar that we had here in mid December, also like a break here, but a quick reversal and a move back up above this in a way tentative upside support line. But to be honest, it's kind of continues to play out nicely. It's kind of nice gauge here for the pair and for us, so we're going to continue keeping it here for now until we kind of see a better move away from it, like either to the upside or to the downside. So in a way, on the downside, guys, you could in a way keep your eyes on these lows here near the lows of the 26th of December. A nice good drop below the 1.1340 could of course open the path back down towards the 113.05, or even actually going lower here towards the S1, which is around the 112.80 level, and or even actually testing the low of the 14th of December, which was around the 112.70. So sorry, the level here that I was talking about was 112.80. Yes. So in a way, of course, that's in terms of the downside. So your level to watch for today could be around the 113.40 or just maybe slightly lower here, but a nice good drop further down here could potentially test the 113 level again, or even a little bit lower, the 112.70. But on the upside, like I said, keep your eyes on the 113.90 level here around this pivot. So a nice good push above this could open the path back up here towards the 114.25 or even the 114.43 approximately there. So okay, guys, I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. I'll have to wrap it up here. If you want to join me later on my Traders Tea Time, and that's 14:15 GMT time. So but for now, I hope you have a fantastic trading day. Be very careful with today's day. And yep, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.